Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining us. We have a few things to talk about today, and for right now, I will hand it right over to Susanna. Hello, Susanna.
Hi, Abram. Today we're going to talk about indigo children and adults, crystal children, starseed children, and empaths. Now, in looking up crystal children, starseed children, and indigo children and adults, with some variation with each label and term, it's basically the same. It's all the same information. It's information that you can look up, because I just went a little crazy looking up and reading all of this stuff, finally coming to the conclusion that it's all the same. And it's just ideas to make someone feel special, different, to sell an idea, and, in my opinion, another way to separate you from your money. Before I go on, do you have anything to say?
I would like to say everything has to have a label, and everything has to be in a category of some sort. This is so people can understand what they are dealing with. Because most people usually don't know the idea and the concept of free thinking, which simply means, as you people say, thinking out of the box, which simply means stretching your imagination, which simply means using more of your intelligence and your consciousness. All of those children, all of those adults, crystal, indigo, and all the rest, basically are all the same, yes, absolutely. You can call them anything you would like. Each thing, idea, person, or situation with its own label will be a bit different, just a bit, just enough so that, as Susanna said, someone else can write a book and part people with their money. Yes, absolutely. You can call them anything. Indigo children, indigo kids, crystal kids, rusty nail children, anything you would like to call them. I would rather call them children of a new age, because you are in a new age. You can call it the age of Aquarius, which has begun a couple of years ago, really not in the past, but just a couple of years ago. I would like to call it the age of enlightenment, which gives people the opportunity to expand their consciousness. And the only way to do that is to resign yourself to the idea that there is only one idea, and everything comes from the one idea. And the one idea is the universe. I have called it the universe in the past. Today I will call it the energy of the universe, because the energy of the universe brings you everything you want and you need. It always takes care of you. Now, if you can just give yourself over, surrender yourself in a positive way to the energy of the universe, you will then be able to recognize this new age of enlightenment, and you will be able to become a part of it and expand your awareness and your consciousness and your intelligence all at the same time. This is what would be a good thing to do. Let me put it that way. This is what would be a good thing to do. Too many times, people keep themselves locked into their tiny reality. And by tiny, I am not putting anyone down. Many people have a tiny reality, and that is just fine for them. They are happy with it. Good for them. Keep it that way. It works for you. If you want a larger reality, give yourself over to the energy of the universe. I think all of you want that. To give yourself over to any idea is simply to become the idea. Become the energy of the universe, because this is what you are anyway. This is what you are anyway. Once and as soon as you give yourself over to the energy of the universe, you will feel something taking place inside of you, a change in your emotionality. A change will begin. And your emotions will have more meaning, more value for you and for other people as well, as you express yourself to them. I think all of you want this. Thank you.
One thing I'd like to mention about all of these different labels for being special, crystal children, starseed children, indigo children, it's also attributed to the uptick in autism. Now, I know from doing readings and from communications I have received from the deceased, there is an influx, there has been an influx of souls coming into this reality that are more intelligent and have a higher consciousness. However, excuse me, the correlation between an influx into this world of more intelligent children and having it being attributed to autism, I think is not a good path to follow. I think we probably have to look at our environment because we are being poisoned. Our water is poisoned, our food is poisoned, the ground is poisoned, the air is poisoned. And we're taking all of this in. There's been also an increase. I think we're one of the top countries that inoculate people to the max. I'm not against vaccinations, but I do believe that they need to be safe. On the CDC website, going back, I can't remember the date, but I think 1992, 1 in 150 children were autistic. It happens more to boys than to girls. And now, according to the CDC website, it's 1 in 44. So I think it's a little, I don't want to say dangerous, but I think we need to think of other reasons why we have such an uptick. In another website on autism, between 2000 and 2010, there was a 119% increase in autism. So I think we really need to take a look and not romanticize it as more intelligent beings coming into this world. Do you have anything to say about that before I move on?
Stop calling autism mental illness. Stop calling it that. You are putting a negative spin on something that is natural, because here is something for you. Everyone has a bit of autism. Every single individual alive on your planet Earth has a bit of autism. This is in the cellular structure of your body. Some people will allow it to come out, and some will not. But everyone has a tiny bit, just like every other disease, cancer and everything else, a tiny bit in their body. Everyone. You do also. When you look at all of the poisoning that has been taking place, there is one institution allowing it. Your government is allowing all of the poisoning of your air, your water, your food, your drinking, everything. Everything has been poisoned. And your government simply turns a blind eye, turns away from it, and allows it. Why? Because they make money. Not paying attention to it, allowing it. They make money. Money seems to be the key of and for life nowadays, in your time nowadays. And that money takes people away from really paying attention to their reality and really knowing that the real God of their life and reality is nature. Nature is the God. At least for me. Maybe not for you. You can have your own God. My God is nature. And nature gives me everything I need in my present form to exist. And when I was alive as a physical human being, nature gave me everything I needed to sustain my life and the lives of others as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Abram.
Absolutely.
Everyone is an empath. We are emotional beings. We live in an emotional universe. But have you ever thought about how the word empath came into being? According to dictionary.com, the word empath was created by science fiction writer J.T. McIntosh in 1956 in his work, The Empath. The story is about paranormally empathetic beings called empaths, which is a wordplay on telepath coming from telepathy. In 1968, a Star Trek episode, The Empath, where a deaf woman could experience and heal other people's wounds. In 1971, the science fiction story Vaster Than Empires and More Slow had an empath. In 1984, Marvel Comics had a character as part of the X-Men universe. And by 2000, the word made its way into psychology, self-help, life coaches, and spirituality, meaning emotional intelligence and identifying personality types, being in tune with other people's emotional energy. So this was all made up. This is all made up. It was science fiction back in 1956. And look at what the industry of metaphysics, spirituality, has taken the ball and run with it. You can take quizzes on 10 things that tell you that you are an empath. Of course you are an empath. Everyone is. We are emotional. We exchange energy. We have an electromagnetic field around our bodies, around our cells, around our organs. The earth has it. Everything has an electromagnetic energy because of this three-dimensional reality that we are in. Now, moving into the direction of having to put our aura in a bubble to protect it from bumping into somebody else's aura or having them bump into us is ludicrous. We exchange energy with people and things and animals and nature all the time. The aura does not have layers of color to it. That's not how energy works. If you want to, and I'm going to use an analogy here of the aurora borealis, where all of the colors and energy are just swirling together. That's how I see my energy working, not like the rings of Saturn. So that's all I have to say about that.
All right. First of all, understand, realize, and always remember, everything is based on emotion. Everything. Think about it. Everything is based on emotion. Everyone is an empath. Everyone. Because everyone has emotions. And everyone expresses his or her emotions. Everyone does. All the time. Of course you do. Of course people do. All the time. This is how you communicate. Emotionally. Not egotistically. Ego has nothing to do with emotion. Separate the two. Think of emotion, not ego. emotional expressiveness. But really, watch out for those who get too close to you, because your aura might get dented from their aura. Then you have to have your aura repaired. Hey, I can fix your aura. $75, please. And oh, buy my book. $10.95. I will fix your aura. I will balance your chakras. I will do all of it. I will take away the curses from you, $795. And I guarantee curses will be gone right now. Check people out. Check us out. Check my website that Tom built for me. Check Susanna's website. Check us. Check everyone before you deal with anyone. Because you don't want to give your money to someone who really makes up stuff and sells it. And most people buy it and believe it. Don't be that person. Check people out before you deal with them. Very important thing to do. And by the way, check yourself out also. How are you functioning? How have you been functioning? Openly and freely? Emotionally? Don't stifle your emotions. Don't choke them down. They need to be expressed. And when things happen and you feel like crying, go ahead and cry. It is a good idea to cry because you are releasing emotions that have been pent up and have not been working inside of you. Go ahead and have a good cry. It cleanses the soul. It is good for the soul. Everyone is an empath. And people say, oh, I'm a channel and everyone can channel. No, not everyone can channel. Not everyone can be a medium or an artist or a musician or a painter. No, not everyone. As I've said many times, you have to be born into it. But everyone is born into being an empath. Because again, everything is based on emotion. People are emotional energy. You are emotional energy. All of you, you are emotional energy. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Thank you.
While Abram was talking, I thought about an example. Because our energy is out there, our thoughts are energy, our emotions are energy, everything is energy. We're always in constant communication with what we term as levels of our consciousness, with other people. Everything that we do, we are exchanging energy. And I thought about this one example when I was flying, and I'm not one for being afraid of flying. I've been flying since I was a little girl. So I'm not afraid of dying in an aircraft. And I was on a flight. I was sitting there, minding my own business, on an aisle seat. And all of a sudden, I started thinking, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. This plane is going to crash. I'm going to die. I just know it. I don't want to die this way. I'm going to die. And I thought, well, what the heck? Because I don't have that fear. That's not my fear. Those were not my thoughts. Being on an aisle seat, I looked up and down. Everybody was minding their own business. I turned around, looked at the people behind me. Everybody was minding their own business. But somebody in that plane was panicking. Somebody was anxious about being on that flight and having a fear of flying. Thoughts are everywhere. We pick up thoughts. We pick up emotions. And the best way to, if you want to think of it this way, of filtering out other people's thoughts and emotions is to know yourself, to know your own emotionality, to know your own emotions, to know yourself, to have self-esteem, have self-love. Because all of it comes from within. Everything. Anything that is outside of us first comes and is created from within.
So anything else, my friend?
No.
Say that again the same way.
No.
No, you said no. Say it again the same way. No.
No.
It has a nice ring to it. Everyone right now say, no. No. Now say, yes. Yes. And really mean it. Really mean it. Say it again. Yes. Do you think I'm crazy right now? I hope so. Because crazy is nothing more than being highly creative. When you see an autistic, especially child, hold that child in high esteem. Because he or she just might be more creative and intelligent and aware than you. Keep that in mind. So, I will thank all of you. I've enjoyed myself. This has been fun. Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day, and we will see you again. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.